Welcome back, leaders. Today, we're going to talk about something that can really transform your life and your career. Being intentional about your growth. Have you ever felt stuck in a rut, just growing through the motions and you feel like you don't accomplish anything? Today, we're gonna break that cycle. Stay tuned as we uncover strategies to overcome those feelings and take control about your growth journey. Set goals and make every step count. Get ready to unlock your full potential here and become the leader and the person that you're meant to be. Let's dive in. And of course, we have to start with the definition of being intentional. Let me go through my notes here. Being intentional is making a deliberate and conscious choices, actions, and decisions that align with one's values, goals, and purpose. Okay? Interesting, right? Let's dissect this definition. It's the deliberate and conscious choices, actions, and decisions. What does that tell us? That tells us that what we do every day matters, that what we do every day creates an impact of what I'm going to achieve, where I'm going to go. If what I'm doing today is not aligned to the second part of the definition, that it's values, goals, and purpose, if it's not aligned those two parts, what I do against where I'm going to go, I'm never going anywhere. Not because I'm doing the bad things, it's just because there's a misalignment and we have to marry those things together. So the future that you're looking for is not tomorrow, it's what you do every day. So you have to be conscious, you have to be mindful of your actions to move to the next thing. It's very, very important that we take high consideration in all this, because what you do today can take you where you want to be, or what you do today can take you where you don't want to be. And for any case, you have no right to complain because it's your choice. So let's say an example. What happens at the end of the year, right? Christmas, New Year's Eve, and then you say, okay, this next year, I'm gonna be a different person. I'm gonna do exercise. I'm gonna eat healthy, not being a procrastinator. I will start all these positive things just when January 1st hit, right? So that's say, okay, I'm gonna be a completely different person. And all of a sudden, January arrives. You start super motivated first week. Super motivated. Second week, super motivated. All of a sudden, all the motivation starts going down. June, July, then you realize that you haven't done your targets, your goals for that year. Why? Because there's a misalignment in what I'm doing every day against what I want to be. Not because I'm the worst person in the world or that I'm just failure in life. Nothing about that. It's just this misalignment. It's just that I haven't understood what I have to do every day, and I haven't really been intentional that I really meant to do those things. When I truly believe it and when I'm truly committed, I will definitely achieve my goals. And think about this way. What happens when you find something that you really want to do? You find a means, you find a way. So you have to find that motivator, that detonator in your life for those goals. You have to find your passions, that those will really drive you forward, and you will really be intentional when you say that you're going to do something or not. The key is, do you really believe it? That's the real question you have to do to yourself. Do I really want that? Maybe you don't, and it's not a bad thing, recognizing that you don't want something. So you have to step back and just understand who you are. What to understand, what do you want? When you really find that, trust me, that there will be no obstacle, there will be no day, there will be nothing that will stop you to move forward a little bit every single day. Being intentional has some elements, right? Key elements that you have to do and you have to have in order to really set a good plan in your life for growth and follow through. The first one is define the purpose. What is your purpose? What is your goal? What are your boundaries? What are your values? Define you as a person. Define what do you want. Self-talk, it's key. You have to be able to sit with yourself, avoiding all the different noises from the world nowadays, avoiding the social media, avoiding the TV, the news, the radio, music, avoiding everything. And just sit to yourself and listen. Listen to yourself. What are you telling you? When you dedicate time for that, you will know what do you want, what values are unbreakable for you. What are you committed to achieve, to sacrifice, to give, to trade with life in order to achieve what you want? But until you do that, you will think that you want something and you will not really want it. Number 2, goal setting. Define your end game. Define your target. Define your vision, right? Define your vision, where you want to be, and how you start measuring that. How do I measure success? I know where I want to go. I know where I'm at. There's a gap. And that's number 3. That's the planning. Between where I'm at and where I'm going to go, there's a gap in between. So I have to divide this in small little steps and small little actions, dedicated and focused on closing the gap between here and here. That's the planning. What needs to happen? What competences I need to have? What person do I need to know? What doors do I have to knock? How many calls do I have to do? Everything. You'll have everything. You will understand what you really need to do with those 3 steps. So you will have your vision. You will have how do you measure your success. That how do you measure your success is very important as well. Because how do you know you're progressing forward? What's your metric? If I want to be a millionaire, how much sales do I have to do every month in order to declare myself a millionaire? According to my own definition. Again, this is about you. It's not about anyone else. So is that X amount of dollars? So how am I against that target? What you can measure, you cannot improve. So measure yourself, create metrics, create data, create information that will point you to the right direction. Am I doing it right or wrong? And based on that, I can adjust my path. Number 4, focus. You need to have focus in your goals. Nothing needs to distract you from your actions every day. And life tests you, right? Because there's too many distractions nowadays. Everything is a distraction. You go into social media and those things absorb you real bad, right? Sometimes you don't even know you're spending X or Y amount of hours there. You keep scrolling and scrolling, and all of a sudden you lost 2 hours. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Of course, there's time for everything, and life needs to be balanced. But when you have a target, you need to be focused on where you want to go. Nothing can deviate you from that. And that will mean that you'll have to take some tough decisions like, okay, so I have to work in these next 2 hours, and I balance the time with my family, but these 2 hours I have to dedicate to what I have to do, right? So you have to think through and find some time to keep working on your goals and keep focused. Sometimes you have a big appointment, big commitment, and then it's a birthday friend in the house of someone. So you will say, okay, so I'm sorry, I have to attend my personal commitment, and then afterwards I'll join you into your party, right? So those type of things you need to be mindful, and it's going to be painful, but you have to, again, decide what's best for you. You cannot let anyone decide in your life. Number 5, commitment. You need to have commitment to your goal. You will not be motivated every day. There will be some tough days. There will be some better days. You don't have to let go all your plans because you just had a bad day, right? Success is not a linear path. It has ups and downs, ups and downs. So you have to be mindful of those things. And when these times arrive, you're prepared and you're ready and you will understand and you'll be committed to your goal. No matter what happens, no matter what's in between you and your goal, you need to be committed. You need to have consistency as well. That's number 6. Consistency is the key. Motivation will end at some point. But being consistent and being disciplined is what really will drive you to achieve your goals. So having this consistency means that if you say, I'm going to spend 1 hour doing this, whatever that is, I'm going to spend 1 hour every day doing exercise because my goal in the next 6 months is to be more active in my life. I'll be consistent, and every day, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of if I have to jump from the same spot every day, every night, because I have nowhere else to train, or I have to wake up at 4 in the morning, and I said I was going to wake up 4 in the morning and really do 30 minutes of exercise before anyone in my house is awake, I need to do that. I'll be consistent. And in here, in this topic, there's a very good book that's called The Effect Compound, where it tells you that every little step matters, right? And this is like the interest compound. That's actually where it comes from. It's that every little piece keeps adding into your life, and all of a sudden, when you realize where you're coming from, you'll see that you made a lot of progress because you did these 30 minutes every day, and you'll be separated from the rest. Number 7, adaptability. The situation changes. You're every day changing the circumstances. So you have to adapt. And the only thing that we have as a certainty in life is change. So you have to accept that. And it's tough, right? It's tough when the things aren't changing because they take us out of our comfort zone. We don't know what to do. We feel uncomfortable. But we need to be adaptable. We need to be flexible of the different circumstances. You have to be like a chameleon, right? You have to adapt and shape the colors and sizes and everything, so you are able to fit into this new situation. And sometimes that'll mean that you have to do something different that you're not used to do, but you have to have those skills to be able to overcome those things. If you don't adapt yourself to these new circumstances, life won't change for you, and you'll be just falling behind from the rest of the group. So you have to adapt yourself to the circumstances and overcome those emotions and fears. When you do that, I'll assure you that you'll be a successful person in whatever that represents for you, and you will always be looking for the best solution to every problem. And last one from this is the reflection. And sometimes we miss this step a lot. We know where we're going to go. We know where we are today. We know the actions that we have to do. We have some metrics. We have all this structure and we feel like, now I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. But we forget the most important step. Feedback. Am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? The actions I'm doing, they're taking me to where I want to be, or I'm going in the opposite direction. So that's why it's very important to evaluate your performance, your behavior, your actions, to understand if there's something that you have to have adapted, or that you have to adapt, you have to change, you have to adjust. Because otherwise, if we don't do that, we will end up in a place where we don't want to be. And we will be complaining of what happened. You don't even realize what happened. You don't understand how you got there. But if you every day ask this question, what I have to do to be closer where I want to be? What's the next action I have to do? And today you ask yourself as well. The action I took yesterday got me the results I wanted today? Yes, okay, let's keep doing that. No, okay, well, what happened? What's wrong? So let's adjust that and adjust the course. So it's very important that you evaluate your performance in a consistent manner of time. With this, we come to the end of this video, but there's one thing that I have to say. It's not enough to say that you want something if you don't put actions behind that, if you're not being intentional in growth. The key of this is take action, remove those fears. Doesn't matter what's gonna happen or who's gonna say, just do it. Dare to do it, dare to fail. Nothing will happen. What's the worst thing can happen? You stay the same place you are today? You are there, but you will be more experienced and you'll be more wise, and tomorrow you can take a different decision. So dare yourself to be able to fail. Maybe you'll be very successful. Thank you again, everyone, for watching this video. I hope you find this information helpful. Don't forget about subscribing, liking this video, commenting, and sharing to anyone that you feel it will be helpful, this information. See us in the next video.